Welcome. In today's episode, we have Mr. Ige, who is the floor manager for a popular supermarket in southwestern Nigeria, and he's going to be taking us through how can you sell your products in the supermarket. Is it really worth it in terms of sale? How many sales can you get? Then what are the requirements and processes you need to follow? And what are some things you can do after your product has been listed in a supermarket so that you can sell a lot of that particular product? So joining me today is Mr. Ige. Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Tokwe. It's a pleasure.
How big have you seen a product that comes into your supermarket in terms of sales volume? How fast have you seen those kind of products sell? Because what I'm trying to know is the opportunities for people that have a product, whether it's Tiger Nut or whatever product they have, that they want to list in your supermarket.
In terms of products, listing a product in supermarkets, I've seen numerous products sells fast, and I've seen a lot of products. One thing I will say about product in supermarket is this: if you want your product to sell fast, number one thing you have to put in place is you make your product attractive. You package it very well. When your product is well packaged, I've seen a product that a customer supplied within 48 hours. 48 hours, just 2 days. The customer supplied, and we started calling this customer, the supplier back that, okay, the supplier rather, that, okay, we still need your product again. So, I just supplied day before yesterday. Yeah, that's how fast your product.
Like how many pieces did the person supply so that we know how fast the thing actually sold?
We have some products that have a long lifespan, while we have some products that have short lifespan. I've noticed 2 products like that are extremely performing very well in our supermarket. The first person supplied 15, even though it's legal, but the product is selling well. And the second person supplied like 40. Within 48 hours, we sold them all. And we started calling the supplier that she should supply us more. So your product can do very well. I've seen a product that perform extremely well, and it will even get to a point whereby the supplier maybe is taking time before he or she supplies us. Customer will start asking, I want to buy such thing. It's not on your shelf. Oh, sorry, supplier hasn't delivered it. And I've seen numerous cases like that.
And I think the reason why they supply 40 is because you have a limit on how many you can get for that initial order. Like your store has a limit on the number of package you get for the first time, just for you to test it. That's why you ask for that 40. I know if it is 100, people will finish it.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
So that will take me to my next question. What are the type of products you are constantly looking for to stock on your shelves so that people will know, okay, this is the kind? And again, what are the type of products you don't want to stock on your shelf at all?
Everything is becoming globalized, so every product can be listed in a supermarket in as much it is well packaged. Okay, now for instance, before I venture into your question, you can see people that are into importation and export. Before they can import it through custom duty and the like, it must be well packaged. So from here down to maybe, for instance, maybe US or UK, getting down there, it will still go through some examination of the product before they can allow it to be delivered to the person that is supposed to receive it in their country. So the same thing is applicable to us. A lot of products can be listed in a supermarket. Remember, I said packaging, if it is well packaged. So what if I tell you we sell low-cost beans in our supermarkets? Yoruba call it iru. So you can see the length we are going. We have pepper in our supermarket, grinded one. So any product can be listed in a supermarket. It is based on the packaging. If it is well packaged, then you can do a lot of things with this. When we are talking of product listing, one thing that comes in with product listing is customers' demands. Now, for instance, there was one day a customer walked into our store, was asking for a particular spread. Spread they use on bread and this thing, butter and the likes. So she was asking for a particular spread. Now, with that, it tells you that, okay, this customer is not used to what we have. She has her own product that, okay, I have my reason for taking this. But those are the things we take into consideration. We now, okay, someone requested for this. When we started having more people demanding for same products, then we don't have any option than to just get it. So any product can come in, even though someone brought in what is it called, cow skin, we call it pomo, dried one. They brought it in, but we can list that. But there are some certain things based on that pomo of a thing. It normally smells. So if the supermarket does not have a preservative, let's say like a refrigerator or some standard one to maintain it, then you will see a lot of flies moving around the supermarket. So
Okay, that takes me to the next question. What are the requirements I need to have for my product to be accepted in your supermarket? What are the things, apart from good packaging, what are the things I also need to look at?
you don't need to fill any form. You don't need to pay anybody. For you to get your product listed on the shelf in a supermarket, first thing you need to do is some products, majorly, we have some products that are eatable products, and we have some products that are not eatable. We have perfume, slippers, Dunlop, a lot of products, you understand. But one thing for us is this. We realize that majorly, let me just say, if you base it by percentage, the most common product now is eatable product, something we can just buy and eat. And for you to list such, it has to come with NAFDAC number. If it is not a NAFDAC approved product, then we can't accept such product. I know it's going to be expensive for someone to acquire NAFDAC number for his or her product, but we also have them coming in all the time to check our product, because if they notice or realize that we have product that is not NAFDAC approved, we are going to get sanctioned. You understand? Number one, when you get that, then I will dig deep into packaging this time around. Now, when we are talking of that packaging, okay, for instance, maybe you want to sell gari, you want to list your gari in our store. What I will tell you is this: when you get a preferable container for that gari, there's something we call sticker that will carry the name of your company or your business, then the name, your contact phone number must be on that sticker. After that, your address. We are only selling the product on your behalf. We are not the original maker. So if anything happens to the product, aside the customer contacting the store, you will get contacted as a supplier. So your contact address must be there appear visibly, not you are trying to, when I'm talking of packaging, you don't just write small address and try to manage the space. You must write it very well. When that is one thing that even attracts customer very well. Okay, look at this product. The address is even there. The phone number is there. From there, the customer will start gaining trust in the product. Okay, even though the customer doesn't want to buy it before, okay, they even have address. Okay, there is a phone number I can contact, even though if I need more, or even though if I have complaints or reviews about the product. When you get that, your sticker must be on the product. After getting your sticker on it, then you bring the product to us for the next stage of accepting your product in our store.
Now, you've talked about edible products. What about for non-edible products? Let's say I want to sell t-shirts in your supermarket or footwears. What are the things you look at?
The first thing we consider about that is, are people really requesting for it? Are they requesting for such? If they are requesting for such, then another thing is to consider how far have you been with your business. Like, some people receive product from someone and resell. Reseller, you only resell the product. For us to accept such product from you, if we are accepting such product for the first time, then we have to take some measures like, okay, if it is going to work, then don't forget we have to consider customers' demand. If customers are demanding for it, then that is number one thing that will make us consider your product that we're going to receive it from. The customer are not requesting for it. Something have to happen that, okay, if we are going to take this product from you, then we must know, maybe it is also selling in town. If it's a product that we will just receive from you and will just be with us for a long period of time, then it won't be profitable for us. So receiving such products from you must be based on people who are buying it seriously in town, or customer are requesting for it. Those are the things we consider if we are receiving non-consumable goods from you. You know, such product like slippers or shirt and wears like that doesn't come with any registration number. We always put some kind of strict measures to that. Even though some people have been bringing in sneakers, shirt, and the likes. You know, those stuff are things people are buying in town by themselves. And you know how much a sneakers worth right now. It's some kind of expensive a little bit. But the ones we sell are based on popular demand and people are also buying it. Like Crocs, you know, a lot of people are using Crocs these days. There's slippers, a lot of people. With that, if we are to receive that from you, so you know, we are also into the business as well. Aside we collecting it from the seller, we are also buying it from the market, from the open market ourselves, then we list it on our shelves. So majorly we can't buy it all. We cannot buy. So the major ones we only receive from the sellers are the ones that we know that it will be profitable and will sell fast. Those are the ones we receive from sellers.
Assuming I'm selling an edible product or even non-edible product, and I've actually met the requirements, the NAFDAC number, the packaging is fine. Take us through the step by step of what I need to do to get my product listed. Then is it that I need to visit the store, I need to call someone or something? How do I get started?
So first thing they do is, after getting everything ready, you have to bring in samples. Maybe for instance, your garri that you want to list in a supermarket now, you know we have different sizes. You have to package 1 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg, or 500 grams. You have to bring in one sample of each sizes. Then you walk into any supermarket of your choice or you are interested in, ask for the manager or the supervisor or anyone in charge. Then address them, approach them, tell them, okay, this is what you want to do. You want to get your product listed in their supermarket. Okay, you have the samples here. Now, these are the steps. After approaching them, you tell them the prices of each and every of the sizes. Tell them the prices. It is very, very important. After you've presented them the sample, is always in two ways. The person you meet is either the person is the CEO or the supervisor or the manager. Because it's not that you just bring it in, they will just see it instantly and tell you, oh yeah, supply. No, they have to put a lot of things in place as well. Okay, this product, are we going to receive it? Is it going to be profitable for us? Now, another thing they consider is this. After telling them your prices of individuals of the sizes, then they have to consider, okay, assuming the product is not new, person that is supplying us before, what is the comparison of the prices? Is yours as a new supplier, is it higher than the one we are selling before? You understand? So you have to put a lot of things in place. That's the reason why they needed the price. You have to tell them the prices. Then you will have to drop the samples that you're bringing. You have to drop it. Because with that, they will also have to sample it themselves. As a supermarket, when you bring in the sample, we take it to the CEO himself. He will see it. He will assess them and sample it, taste it. If it tastes good, then we are good to go. If it doesn't taste good, how are we going to push that to our customer as well? Okay, now for instance, someone brought in a product the other day. The person has been bringing in products of another kind. So she now approached us and said, okay, she has a new product she's trying to push in as well. Okay, okay, drop the sample, let's see. And the person dropped it. Okay, you can take your leave, we'll get back to you. Then we pick up the product. We took it to the CEO himself. Okay, sir, this is the new product. It's well packaged, and the CEO opened it up and tested it, and we realized that it's nothing to write home about. We instantly call the person. Okay, fine, you cannot supply us. So that is the purpose of dropping the samples. So we have to test it as well. And we also have some product that we can't test. Like maybe for instance, cream, body cream or hair cream and stuff like that. If you have that, you also have to drop samples. Then the decision is for the CEO to decide, okay, are we taking this product? These are the purpose of dropping the sample. Then after dropping it, you drop your phone number, then the prices, and if the CEO is satisfied and okay and with the product, you just give the person a call. Okay, you can supply so.
Now let's assume the product is approved, it meets every requirement after the CEO has checked and everything. So what's the next thing?
Then what we just do next is, since we have the contact of the person already, we just call him or her, the product has been approved, you can supply us. How long will it take you before you supply us? Those are the questions we need to ask. After contacting the supplier, the person will give us date. Then on the delivery date, the person will need to come with an invoice. An invoice. Every supplier must have an invoice. The invoice is where the product will be listed, quantity, items, price per carton, and then total. The supplier will list them and total it up, put the total in numbers and also in figure. And also the invoice must carry the name of the company of the person of the supplier. Then aside that, the account details of the seller must be on the invoice, because after the person that supplied us will receive it, the inventory officer will input it on our database. Okay, so if it is new product, it will create a column for it. A regular product, the inventory officer will just add it up to the ones on ground already. The inventory officer, after inputting it on the database, then will now send the invoice to the CEO himself for payment. So that's how it works.
On average, what's the minimum quantity you usually order for that initial order?
For the first supply, it depends on the product. Basically, we normally start with, let's say, a carton, and in a carton, sometimes we have 12 per carton, sometimes we have 24 per carton. So we normally base it on per carton. And again, another thing to be considered here is that maybe we also have same products but from different supplier or different maker. You understand? So that is why first thing we start with first a carton. So some cartons might be by 12, some cartons might be by 24, some cartons might be 48 as well.
Now that you have accepted the product, I issue my invoice. Do I get paid instantly, or is it until after the supermarket finish selling everything that you now pay me? Like you finish selling to the customers before you now pay me? How do you make payment arrangements?
The payment is not instant. Most payments are not instant. If it is coming for the first time, we always, okay, let's sell it. Let's see how it is going to sell. Then we monitor the product. So maybe for instance, per carton is by 12 now. We just received just a carton from, and before you know it, within 4 days, we sold it out. Then you receive your payment. You understand? Then subsequent payment will be more faster. So we always try to be cautious of ourselves, because we have some product that the supplier supplied us and we realize that the product was just there. We try to push it, we market it on our own. We realize that people are not really asking. So that is why we minimize the first quantity you're going to supply to us. Then we check how the progress is, then we sell it off, then we pay you. Then the subsequent one, the payment will be fast.
Now that my product has been listed, what can I do as a supplier to also enhance the sellability of my product, for my product to also sell? Because now when I went to your supermarket, I saw the same product from different people. So how can I make my own product stand out so that customers will actually be picking my products? What can I do after that?
This makes me remember one supplier that supplied us for the first time. She's into wheat chin. So our own chin was made from wheat. She was coming for the first time, since we don't even have anything called wheat chin on our shelves. We receive just a carton from. I remember what the supplier did that day. She waited till we shelve the product. After shelving it, she video recorded our product by herself, and she showed our store name, Lead Superstore. Instantly, she posted it on her status. My product is now in Lead Supermarket. This is one first thing a suppliers must do. Aside we listing your product on our shelf, you also helping yourself by also marketing your product as well. Telling people in Osogbo, because the supplier is from Ife. He started telling people that people in Osogbo, you can now get my product. This is another effort from the supplier to do so that the product can sell fast. Then aside that, as a supplier, you don't just supply your product and just sit down and relax. Since the market is now competitive, what are the efforts you need to put in place? Number one, aside you posting it on your status, and so that your customer can know, okay, they don't need to go far to get product again. It is now in a neighborhood closer to them. Another thing to do is checking your product regularly. Okay, how far it's not that maybe you just call, hello. Some suppliers, they will just call, hello, please, how is my product doing? No. Sometimes you might call, then your calling can only based on maybe it has been listed before, so you are not a new supplier. So when you are this thing is for the first time, always come back and check. Okay, now let me take for instance now, someone is supplying us cowbell. You know what the man normally do? He will just be passing by. I just say I should just check my product. He will walk straight down to where all the cowbells is listed. He will clean them very well, rearrange them. Even though we clean them regularly, he will rearrange them by himself, make sure it is visible. He will rearrange. Okay, this one is not on shelf. Oh, this one is going down. Please help me to add more to it. Those are the things the supplier must. It's not that you just list it with us and just leave it there. Oh, I've received my payment, I'll sell it to them. If they sell it, if they did not sell it, it's none of my business. But one thing I want you to know is that if we don't sell it all, we will request for another from you. So you as a supplier, you have to push in more effort as well. Always check on your product regularly, how it's doing. Not only calls, you come physically, you view it yourself, you make it visible more so that customer will even love to buy it more. Then there is one secret I notice about people coming into supermarket. I always do this most times. When I realize that the product is just has been with us for long, and no one is touching it. Do you know what I normally do? I will just go to that product. When I see people coming, I will just go to that. I will be checking them. I'll be bringing them or placing them back, rearranging them. This secret always work very well. When a customer comes in and the customer sees a staff arranging a product, customers will be interested in that product. They will be thinking, okay, maybe they just brought it in. It is still fresh. I always do this most time. When I realize that, oh, this product is not moving, I'll just go to the shelf, I rearrange it, I'll bring it out, I'll bring it in. Before you know it, customer will just let you leave. You will just go to that product and pick it up. Because on their mind regularly is that maybe it's a new product, maybe they just reintroduce it, or maybe there's something special they would love to even buy. So as a supplier, when you do this regularly, you just realize that people will start requesting for you. But aside that, we have product that does sell itself, that people normally request on a regular basis. We have that. But as a first supplier, it is mandatory for you to always check this store, check your product, how it's doing, not only calls, come in physical, check it out, how it's doing. Maybe, some product, do you even know, maybe they are not even sharing it. Come around, check it yourself. Maybe they are sharing it for you regularly, so that if they are sharing it regularly for you, then you will receive a call to come and supply. You understand? So that's that.
This particular question is actually off point. I normally see a staff from Easy Promacid or Unilever around. Like, she usually sits around the supermarket anytime I come. So and it's not just in your own supermarkets. I usually see people that are in branded shirts, maybe Unilever or even Indomie and other stuff. They go to the supermarket. I assume they are those company staffs. So, and usually I found them there. So what's their role there?
Yeah, their role is also to push their product as well. They employ them as a merchandiser. So you understand. Aside being the product with us, we shelf them for them, and what they do is that they send their merchandiser, to monitor the product. When people sees you, like for instance, maybe I'm putting on a shirt now, cowbell is written on it, and I approach you, you're like, okay, you're from cowbell, okay, can you buy some sachet of cowbell? From there, that's another marketing strategy for the company as well. So that is why I'm advising the first time supplier that, always come around as well, check your product out, approach different people. That is why those big companies like that, aside them sending their product to us, we share it for them. They also have merchandiser that do come maybe twice in a week or 3 times in a week. Those ones also do the marketing job. They are always on ground. Let's say 3 times in a week. So what they do is just to approach any customer. What they normally do, let me tell you their secret. What they normally do is this. When they realize that, maybe for instance now, like PZ, they have their Morning Fresh for dishwashing. Other companies have their own Morning Fresh. So when they realize that a customer is moving towards dishwasher, they will just have from PZ. We also sell Morning Fresh. You can buy from us. So that's the strategy. You understand? So that's how they do their thing. It is a marketing strategy. Those are their merchandiser. So with that, people will buy the product more. So that is why I'm advising first-time supplier to always check up their product regularly, not just listing it there and making calls. How is my product doing? Is it selling? Are people buying it? The person you are calling might not even be chance to even give you good results. But they are selling, we are selling. No, okay, we are not selling. But why don't you come around yourself? Check the product out, see how it's doing, see maybe it is well arranged, well placed. Is it attractive to customer? Is it on a point whereby customer will see it first? So if you can do that, then from there you will see how your sales skyrocket. Then you start calling you come and supply.
The products you source, must it be within certain location? Is it maybe probably you only source products from Southwest, or do you source products from other regions like North, as long as it's in Nigeria? Or do you even source products from outside Nigeria for a supplier that want to supply to you?
Actually, sourcing of for product, it's basically all over Nigeria. But do you know you understand the issue of transportation now these days? So for us to now sort out products from, let's say, from Abuja now, the seller we have to okay, if I'm sending product to you, what are the quantities, transportation of bringing it from Abuja to this place? Will it make sense? Will it be profitable? So normally we sort out products from all over Nigeria, but due to the cost of fuel, try to minimize it. But we have suppliers that do get their product different part of the country, and they try to bring it to us and we list it for them. For instance, now there is one woman that I saw, she brought a product to us, a kilishi. Kilishi, but I checked the address on that kilishi. The kilishi is from Abuja, so the woman is just a reseller. I realized one thing, that the woman will bring in the kilishi in bulk from Abuja and we start distributing it all around supermarkets in Osogbo or other states in Nigeria.
Must I be the one that produce the product? Because though I know you have mentioned someone that resell product, must I be the one that produce this particular product before I can approach you for you to list it in the supermarkets, or I can just distribute for someone that's already producing?
No. You don't need to be the one that produce the product. You remember I mentioned something like reselling. I myself now, I might have a link of a product and I can still resell this product and make profit. I will just take it from the source and resell it to any supermarket. So we have a lot of product that whereby a lot of people resell.
So on a closing remark, what advice do you have for people that want to list their products in the supermarket?
The advice I have for them is, number one, I've talked about packaging. Make sure your product is well packaged. That's number one thing. If it is not well packaged, your product won't get listed. Mention this one as well. Make sure you check up your product regularly. Check the selling process. Check how it's doing with the customer. Then we have some people that, maybe some customer called them, I tested your product, it seems it's somehow pepperish a little bit. It seems it's somehow salty. Always listen to the review. Review is very, very important. When a customer give you review about your product, try to adjust to it. They said this thing about my product, then what are the things I need to do about it so that I can satisfy my customer? It is very, very important. Make sure you also sell your product by yourself. Not that, I have my product listed in a supermarket and I will just relax. No, sell your product as well. You will tell your customer, I now have my product in so stuff. You don't know. Some people might just go, I'm on the deferred, I want to get such thing. How am I going to get it? Where do you reside? I reside in so place. You can get it in so close by. So when you sell your product by yourself, people will get aware of your product. They will get notice, you now have so products in so place. From there, you sell your product very well. So those are the things the seller must put into consideration before listing his or her product, because the market is so competitive.
All right, thank you very much. That's Mr. Ige, and he's a floor manager for a popular supermarket in the southwest of Nigeria, and he has answered a lot of questions I know a lot of you have about listing your products in a supermarket, how to get your products to sell in a supermarket before, during, and after. So I'll also leave the link to his contact, as well as how you can actually list your products. If you have a good product you want to list in their supermarket, or you need further information, I will leave his contacts in the description of this video.